Ginger and I are doing some island camping on Lake Ouachita in the Arkansas Ozarks. And we're doing it in the Sea Eagle FastCat 12, but we're doing it heavily loaded to test how this boat handles large loads. Come along with us as we camp on one of this lake's 200 islands. It's going to be beautiful. Here's my loadout for this adventure. I'm capturing the items and weights with an ultimate total in the left-hand sidebar. This video made possible by Sea Eagle, inflatable kayaks, canoes, boards, and watercraft. Kayak, high-performance packable touring kayaks. Astral, high-performance PFDs and water footwear. Shelta, the best sun hats available, period. Helinox, quality ultralight camping furniture. Redodo, affordable, quality lithium batteries and accessories. Brompton, the iconic, quality British folding bike. Thank you for purchasing off my affiliate links. They make this channel possible. Hey everybody, it's Kayak Cliff. Hey, on this episode, we're camping big on a tiny island. And I'm in the Sea Eagle, the Sea Eagle FastCat 12 got me to this island with a bunch of gear and with Ginger. Ginger, say hi. Yep, this is Ginger's first big outing, and we're gonna spend 2 nights on this tiny island. We're on one of the largest lakes in Arkansas. It's Lake Ouachita. And Lake Ouachita is about 40,000 acres, and it's got 200 islands on it. And you normally have the pick of the litter on these islands, but the rain has been so high this past spring that the water's so high, you don't have all the camping areas on the islands that you normally would. But I found this tiny island, and we're surrounded by the Ozark Mountains, and I just think this is gonna be absolutely gorgeous. So I claimed this island, and I'm gonna go out and do some boating. We're gonna adventure over Lake Ouachita this weekend. But first, I need to get the camp set up. So let's do that. And boom, that's how it's done. There's my little cot. Here's Ginger's spot. Got a bunch of nice foam to lay on. Well, we don't let her roll around on the dirt at home. She's taking full advantage of doing that here, though. You gonna hang out in the shade? I got her a bell so I can always hear where she is, even though we're on a tiny island. She She has a tendency of just moving without making a sound. So I went by Hobby Lobby and got a little bell to put on her collar, and boy, I can hear her anywhere that she is. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. I brought stuff to make dinner, but I don't feel like cooking tonight. So there's a Subway here on the water. It's a floating Subway, and we're gonna go over and grab a sub. What do you think, Ginger? Boy, she was one filthy dog. I don't know about letting her in the tent tonight. I gotta clean her up pretty well before she gets in there. Actually, since this has a motor on it, you need to put your title on there. And I forgot my zip ties. They're back at the truck. So we're going to go back to the truck and get those. But docked up at the Subway dock is a, I don't know if it's a Coast Guard boat. It looks like a Coast Guard boat, but it's like the equivalent of Coast Guard for inland lakes or something. So I don't want to get busted without my license on here, but I don't think they'd do anything. And also, I left camp, and my throwable, I left on camp. So you gotta always have a throwable in your boat. So 2 strikes against me. Ginger, come. She loves to get up on the bow, and I do not want her to fall off. Ginger, come. Come back. Good girl. Ginger. There it is. Have you ever seen a floating Subway before? Yeah, on the other side of the Subway is where the police boat is. So I'm going to dock up on this left side and on this on the west side of it, and hopefully I'm okay. But anyway, I'm going back to my truck right now to get those zip ties. Okay, I got the license on. We're legal now. There it is. And there it is. The TX for Texas came off of it, so I had to write in the TX for with a Sharpie for Texas, because that's where I'm titled out of. But I just didn't want to not have it out there. And I saw 5 police boats here, all anchored up, and they're going to be out with a vengeance this weekend, so I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. I just don't want to be like, oh, look at that guy, that looks pretty fishy, I'm gonna pull him over. Now I got to get the darn throwable and put it back in here. Anyway, hopefully they'll be understanding if they see I don't have it right now. There she is right there. And here we are. There's a sure enough Subway in there, and I got me a foot long and some drinks, and we'll head back out to the island. But they got a whole ship store in there, right? Everything you could ever want. So, and I'm only about 2 miles away. We're just sitting here eating. The weather is supposed to be perfect this weekend with, a chance of showers. Well, it looks like that chance has happened. There's some showers here, but it looks like they're going to miss us, but I'm keeping a close eye on this. I left the island and like I said before, I didn't put the rainfly on. So I need to get back there and get that rainfly on just in case. I might be being a little too optimistic, but the guy at the dock said that, yeah, there's a good chance it could rain tonight. I don't want that to happen. But, could be worse things. It'll cool it down a little bit. Here we're going a little bit faster. It just glides over the waves. It's a very dry ride as well. Right up there's our island. There's the island right there. The tiny island. And it looks like my gear's still there. I think Ginger even knows that's home. There it is. Well, one of the things that's really cool is, you know, the wind is kind of picked up intermittently. And, yeah, if a storm comes, it's so nice to be able to take this FastCat and pull it up on shore. It's got protective keel guards running the whole length of the pontoons. And it's also got it when you're docking at a dock. It's got keel guards along the sides of the pontoons. And literally, I just picked it up by the two handles and just pull it up on shore. Tilt the engine, that way, yeah, if winds get crazy, middle of the night while I'm sleeping, I'm just gonna lower the top and be good with it. Ginger. Okay, it's 7:10, probably got about another hour and 15 minutes of light. And I got the camp all buttoned down. I got the top down, the life jacket secured on the boat. There's storms around us, but it doesn't look, according to radar, that it will hit us, but there's thunder all around us. I got the rain fly on the tent. You can see all the storm clouds out that way and out that way. But hope I can take this off and it doesn't rain, because it's gonna be hotter than blue blazes in there tonight. All my boxes are dry boxes, so I can just leave them out at night. But and Ginger's eating her food. But yeah, got back here and just gonna enjoy the evening now. This is it's just absolutely gorgeous on this little island, and I hope that it's continues to be a gorgeous weekend. Not really having a fire tonight. I'm just sitting here, sitting in my my Helinox lightweight chair. This thing only weighs 1.5 pounds. Super nice for when you're kayak camping and you really got to be concerned about weight, or you're backpacking. But obviously I wasn't concerned about weight with this trip with all the stuff that I brought. But Ginger, this seems to be doing well. Yeah. Okay, now for I got my my oatmeal with hot water. It's just sitting here having to cook with the with just hot boiling water that I put over it. So it's just sitting there. It's getting soft, and I got my coffee. Now, I've been making for years coffee by steeping it, and what it is basically I put 6 tablespoons of freshly ground coffee inside here, and then it's got like a screen on the bottom. And the one that I used to use was an MSR one, and it was plastic, and I really got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to pour boiling water through plastic. There's problems with that. So I found this one made out of titanium on Amazon. I'll put a link for it in the description box. It's like 18 bucks. I mean, it's not bad at all. So all I do is put about 5 to 6 tablespoons of coffee in here. I set it in my Yeti cup. I just pour boiling water over it. And it's a process. Basically, you're letting it sift through there. And it takes probably about 4 or 5 minutes to make your cup of coffee. But boy, it is the best coffee you've ever had in your life. So much so that this is how I make my coffee at home as well. So again, it just filtered through. I give it a good tap the first time, and now, where you determine how strong you want your coffee, you let this steep like you let tea leaves steep. And this is no different than making like a French press, where you pour the grounds in and you pour the water in, and you let it sit, and then you push it down with a plunger and let it sit there and steep, and then when you're done you push it all the way down. That's all I'm doing with this method, is I'm just letting it steep, and I'll do this for a couple minutes. And if I kind of do this and pump it back and forth, it just gets all the goodness out of those grounds into that cup of coffee. And basically you determine how flavorful and how strong you want it by how long you let it steep. Now, the big plus with this is when you're done, and if you're using good quality freshly ground coffee, there's oil in that bean, and that oil is where a lot of the health benefits of coffee is. And actually, when you're done and you look at the coffee, you see little oil droplets kind of floating around in there. When you make your coffee with like paper filters and run it through a drip coffee maker and paper filters, the paper absorbs that oil and it doesn't pass through to the coffee. So that's a big health benefit with it this way, but gosh, it's the best tasting coffee I've ever had. Hey there, good morning. Of course, Ginger was in the tent with me last night, but she was up and moving around a lot. It was a little warm for her yesterday, I think. At least she was panting a lot at night, and I made sure she had a lot of water. I even got up in the middle of the night at 2:30, took her out, had her drink some more water, made sure she peed. But this is just new for her, and maybe a little bit warm. Maybe it's more of a fall, winter, and spring camping with Ginger, but we'll see. I'm probably going to cut today short. I'm going to cut this trip short and just do a one-nighter. Okay, there she is from the bow all the way to the stern. We are loaded and ready to go. I got to get Ginger up in here. It seems like I have less room than when I came over, but that can't be true. I don't know. Yeah, let's get Ginger loaded and get underway. It's 7:06 and it's just going to keep getting warmer. Okay, we're underway. We're fully loaded and we're getting about 12 miles an hour, maybe 11. And that's going all out. And you know, without any gear in it, with just one person and Ginger, it'll go 16 miles an hour. So it'll get up and go. And this little Honda 4-stroke, with just the gas tank built into the engine, it'll get about 45 minutes at full blow, at full speed. And you know, you can hook a external gas tank to it as well, but I find this works just as well.
Thank you for coming along with Ginger and me on this really cool adventure, made possible by the highly capable Sea Eagle FastCat 12. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. All product links from this video are in this video's description box. God's blessings to you and your families. I hope to see you on the water sometime. Kayak Cliff out.